Aw.
Good morning, everybody, and thank you for coming to the Today's Restaurant News Networking Group at 9 a.m. on December the 12th, 2024. Oh, January. I did that last week also.
Hello.
I'm living in the past, Ed. We are a group of vendors who are here to help each other grow our businesses and also to help any restaurant owner, manager, or chef with any problem or concerns they might have in running their business. We are a group of experts in our field, and we're happy to help anybody that contacts us. So if you want to reach us, give us a call at 561-620-8888 or go to our website at trnusa.com and check out our YouTube channel, which is Today's Restaurant. We've got over 300 videos on the channel now. And, well, good morning, everybody. I want to officially welcome our newest member, Baha, who is going to tell us who he is and what he does right now.
Well, I mean, I know I officially just joined, but I already feel like I kind of know all you pretty well just from the meetings that I've attended. So thank you for the warm introduction. I hope everyone's been having a fantastic week, good start to the year. My name is Baha Erol. I work with the Holmes organization here in Jacksonville, Florida. We specialize in commercial insurance for any and every business, but I specifically work in the hospitality industry. So, restaurants, caterers, hotels, all that good stuff. As an agency, we have over 300 years of experience. We've been around since 1989, and really have some veterans in the office that would know more than you can even imagine about insurance, which is super exciting to learn from. But you could reach me at 585-435-1655, and that is my personal cell. So feel free to give me a call whenever. Thank you. And thank you again for the warm introduction.
Well,
welcome. We're happy to
have you.
Glad to have you, Baha.
Thanks, Rick.
And let's go to Coach Ed.
Well, I'm not. Okay, well, I guess I am a coach. Yeah, my name is Ed Gerton with Seacoast Sales in Orange Park, Florida, and today I am in a, how can I say this? In a soccer tournament in Auburndale, Florida, an adult soccer tournament from teams all over the country. I'm here to help the new referees or existing referees become better. In my full-time job at Seacoast Sales, and we're an equipment supply company that has frozen dessert equipment. So we have batch freezers, soft serve machines, mixed treat machines, whipped cream machines, hot chocolate machines. We have display cases from ISA, IFI, and GTI Designs, and continuous turning ice cream machines from BGI. You can reach me at 904-334-4489. Thank you. And I'm going to try to stay dry this afternoon.
It's bad up there.
It rained all night, and I've got games here at 9:45 to start, and I got another one at 11:30, and then I've got one at 3 o'clock, and it's supposed to start raining about 4 to 5 o'clock again. So I'll be out in the field, and I got my rain gear. So
good.
I'll try to stay warm, stay dry, and warm.
It rained tonight also, so but nothing like up there.
Let's go to our other newest member, Brian Auerbach.
Thank you. Probably
as opposed to Brian Josselson.
Hi, everyone. Brian Auerbach with InfoSync. We are an outsourced accounting and payroll service for the restaurant world, mostly working in multi-operator situations. We also do third-party delivery dispute recovery. So anytime that there is an issue with Uber Eats, DoorDash, or Grubhub, we work with the restaurant owner and operator to go back and get that money back. That's been basically anywhere between 1 to 3% of overall revenue coming in from the delivery services that we're recovering for the restaurant. So tight margin areas, that is a huge growth thing. It's been a very nice addition to our business as well. So looking to meet anyone that owns operates business. And we have about 22,000 locations in the country right now that are using that delivery service. And on our accounting platform, we have about 11,000 locations. Again, Brian Auerbach with InfoSync.
How can we reach you?
I'll put my cell phone number or my email in the chat as well, so you can reach me there.
Tell us that people watching can reach you.
So the people watching, it's 786-670-1027. And my email is brian.auerbach@issvc.com.
Okay, thank you. Let's go to Tracy. Good morning.
Morning. Thanks. My name is Tracy Pumo. I am with Skyline Analytics. We are a full-service business intelligence consulting firm. We provide fully customized solutions that help companies gain visibility into their financial data, and we provide them with actionable business insights to help them increase profitability through data-driven decision-making. We specialize in data analytics, FP&A consulting, data integration, and process automation. Basically support the CFO and C-suite in corporate environment. I can be reached at 561-512-1933.
Okay, thank you. Rick, good morning.
Good morning, everybody from rainy Baha. This is Rick Israel from rainy, cold, windy Huntsville, Alabama. Ed, it's you're going to be getting what we're having right now, but you're not going to get the snow like we're going to get on Monday.
No, although Jacksonville is supposed to be, where the advanced weather forecast on Saturday and Sunday is supposed to be 30 to 32 degrees.
Yep, that's going to be our temperature with wind chill, before the wind chill. So,
Yep, I was going to say that's probably the high of the day for you.
Close, pretty close. But either way, I am a independent insurance broker. I help individuals with Medicare and the exchange, the marketplace exchange. At this time of year, we offer our services to individuals who are business owners who are looking to get either group insurance or individual insurance for their employees. And so we can be an assistance there. We are starting to expand our business now that in February, we're going to start offering annuities, fixed and deferred. So that's an exciting opportunity for us here as well. But I can be reached at area code 256-937-2537.
Okay, TRN Terry, good morning.
Good morning, Terry with today's restaurant news. My main goal here is to make sure that I get a report out every month about the up and coming restaurants in Florida and or Georgia. And I got to tell you, another record month in January for upcoming restaurants in Florida. We had over 70 brand new leads, which is a record. It's been 60 something. We're over 70. So holy cow, they're coming in at the leaps and groves. Alabama as well, which go into the Georgia report. I've got a couple of leads I want to hand out actually to the Alabama guys here. I will do that. Well, you know what? I will do that after this. I'll send it in an email. Anyways, the reports come in once a month. They are in an Excel spreadsheet. Delete what you want, don't want, keep what you do want. Use your email list, the owner's name, phone number, about when they're opening phase of development. And sometimes I can get the construction companies. I don't know if anybody wants that. Some do, some don't. If you want a sample report, go ahead and send it to me. People here that are already getting the leads, you're grandfathered in. Otherwise, they are now $8.99 a year instead of the $4.99. So And we've already had 8.99 signups. So people tried to get in right before the price changed, but didn't quite make it. So if you're already in, you're never going to pay more than you pay right now. Thank you. Terry at trnusa.com.
And 561-620-8888. Brian, good morning. Brian J.
Okay. So I guess it's good I don't follow Chris.
Yes.
Yeah,
I mean,
let you go first. Let Chris follow you today.
I'm Brian.
Better be good, Brian.
yeah, Brian.
Pressure.
I'm Brian with Rogue Financial Group. We're a commercial equipment financing company. So we do work all over the country. I probably focus on the hospitality side. So it could be a chain, it could be multiple restaurants, independents. I do work with bars, breweries, do a lot of stuff with convenience stores, which I'll be there in March at the Petro show. But what I focus on is helping clients obtain financing for their equipment. So it could be a small project, large project, and do a lot of work with startups. And again, it's Brian with Rogue Financial Group. I can be reached at 404-723-7222.
What's the last four numbers of your phone number?
7222.
Okay, just want to make sure.
Yeah.
Well, you're directly related in the finance world. What are you finding now as far as people with their credit and their desire to purchase equipment?
Well, there's several folds to it. Well, one is some of my vendors are saying that I guess people have money left over from the PPP money, or they're coming up with money. I don't know where they're coming up with, but also I am getting some several apps in, but I would say out of 10 apps, 0 are good, all crap. Credit's really bad. Other things I've seen in the last several weeks is that some of the banks are clamping down on restaurants. You got to be pretty clean in order to get something. There's been actually a lot of defaults in the restaurant side as far as you could be in a restaurant's been in business for a while, could be a brand new person. For instance, I'm dealing with somebody up here, which I've had to cut off a vendor because they've been putting crap out, and it's a food truck. And I'm dealing with a client right now that wants to turn back the food truck. And I said, well, it's going to probably affect your credit because you're going to, consider it as a default. Okay. But I talked to you about a couple of days ago about food trucks, and some of these vendors don't put out good product, and it's it's what's going on. So, but yeah, as far as things changing, a lot of things changing from people's credit to banks just are not wanting to finance, especially a startup. I do have a couple banks that will do it, but it has to be pretty clean, like I said. But yeah, it's things are changing a little bit. Usually happens around the first year, a lot of times with banks, and then they kind of loosen up towards the middle and kind of see what's happening. But yeah, it's a lot of things are changing. So
Okay.
yeah, credit's still kind of bad, but whatever. And I get clients going, well, I thought I had a 700 credit. I'm like, no. Like, you're way down in the fives. I'm like, okay. And then they get mad at me. It's like, I can't change your credit. You did it to yourself. I mean, and I look at the credit report and I see, well, you had a foreclosure, or you maybe had a bankruptcy. You got 90 days past. You got 90 past dues. I'm like, okay, so that's basically saying you're not paying your bills. So yeah. Yep. So,
Everybody's trying to get by.
oh yeah. Yep. Mhm.
Well, let's see how Chris can follow Brian today.
Chris can do a better job than me.
I don't know, Brian. I looked at my credit score and said there are a couple numbers missing. Welcome, everybody. My name is Chris Kaufman, and since Monday, April the 6th, 1981, I've made my bones in the world as a recruiter of restaurant talent, also working in the hospitality industry in the segment of hotels and clubs, but most of the work is in restaurants. Most of the work is Southeastern United States. All of the work is working on behalf of the client companies. We are a business-to-business type of business, never take money from candidates, never have, never will. And we work to enhance the human capital of companies that we work with. And this year started off rather strong in terms of assignments getting called in terms of people realizing it's time to have a new horizon, new beginning, new year, etc. And the growth around the Southeast continues to be strong, which is good news for us. And so we are very proud to present all-star talent to companies and make it real easy for companies to remember our telephone number. We have captured 404 All-Star, 404-255-7827. And that's a wonderful little acronym for 404 All-Star. Since I've been talking here in the last 45, 50 seconds, unbelievable. But Tracy's just been awarded another degree. So congratulations.
Thanks, Chris.
Chris Kaufman and Company. Come back and see us.
Chris.
Oh
my God. Okay. Bye-bye. I gotta go.
I see you.
I didn't forget anybody, did I?
No.
Just give me 1 second. I want to text this lady that was supposed to be here today.
Hey, can I jump in for a minute, Howard?
Go ahead.
You already.
All right, so I made a couple notes here, and I'm going to ask some people here. Maybe Terry, or you can have an insight on this. Where I live, there's First Watch, and there's another Broken Egg. Two another Broken Eggs closed. One about 9 months ago. Another one closed. It's in Johns Creek area. First Watch closed. Okay, so would you say that the breakfast thing is still there, or do you think people want to go to some place that's less expensive as far as like breakfast? You know, First Watch and another Broken Egg are supposed to be like,
A
breakfast
little.
place.
I have for you Lloyd's, the Toasted Yolk Cafe is opening up in Birmingham by the second quarter of this year. And then Eggholic, which is a new egg. It's like Chicago-based Indian food.
We got one opening up in where I'm living.
Yeah, in Birmingham. Then you got a guy, you're in Huntsville, not Huntsville, that's Brian. There's also another place called Lloyd's Restaurant, which is, I don't know if you know Bogue Stevens, he's a restaurateur. He's also opening up in Birmingham. But in Auburn, are you close to Auburn?
Nope.
But about 2 hours.
Gulf Shores?
I'll take it up. I'll call him.
Hoover, Alabaster, Opelika. And then what just opened is Lickin' Good Donuts. That's in Pelham. Anybody close to that?
To where?
That's outside Birmingham.
Just
Yeah.
it's south of Birmingham.
Okay, good. Now, the big deal here is Does anybody familiar with Food City?
Yep, we're getting 4 of them here in Huntsville.
You're getting 6.
You told, well, 4 have been announced
Yes.
publicly. 6 here today. Yes, as a matter of
Yeah.
fact, they just announced another one. Yeah.
Good for you, Rick. Good
Yeah.
for you. Yes,
We're looking
more-
forward to those coming in. Yeah.
your first one is coming in. They're gonna start construction in the spring.
Yep.
That's
so
kind of
Governor's.
major Wawa on steroids. This is more like one of those, Howard, what's the place we went to with the barbecue, that big food chain
Come
that
on.
we,
Bucky's?
Bucky's.
Bucky's.
yes, Bucky's. There's a little shy of Bucky's, but it's a little shy of Bucky's, but it's between Bucky's and Wawa.
Okay.
And there's 6 of those coming in, off of, Governor's Drive in Huntsville.
Yep.
that-
Right about 5 minutes from my office.
And
Right,
that's Food City?
Food City's a grocery store. It's a supermarket chain.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
but it's hot food counter. It has like a bakery. It has like, all kinds of different stations, kind of like the Bucky's. I got that this morning from a PR firm. So, and anybody that's interested in anything I mentioned, let me know. Those are all in the Georgia leads. I have about 10 in Alabama coming out in January, should be out by the 15th.
Hey,
And there's
Jerry, have
also
you-
a Florida chain opening up in they're from Southwest Florida, and they're opening up in Southeast Florida. They've got 2 open, and they're opening a 3rd one in Wellington. It's called Skillets. It's a
Yeah,
breakfast
okay.
lunch place.
Yeah.
Jerry,
These
have you
are-
ever heard of have you ever heard of the Cajun Bistro that is partially
Sure.
owned by Drew Brees called Walk On?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they just announced one coming to Huntsville.
Yes, that's a Brandon Landry
It
restaurant.
is. We ate one in Gulf in Mobile over the summertime, and it is really, really good. The atmosphere is really nice.
Isn't that neat? I know, I love him. I thought it was the Brandon Landry from Swamp People, but it's not, because he's from Mississippi, and but anyways,
But Brian,
Anna, not Mississippi.
Huh?
Brian, you brought up about these breakfast lunch places up around your part of the world. You're part of North Atlanta. I think they could have been victims to inflation because with them having to raise their menu prices because of inflation,
Mhm.
Right.
it's really tough to spend $20 for an egg for breakfast.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
what
yeah.
you have to do in a sit-down restaurant. And you want, I mean, my brother who lives in California, of course, California is always skewed, but he did his birthday deal at Denny's where they have a free Grand Slam breakfast for you. But the cup of coffee is not included in the Grand Slam breakfast. Okay. The cup of coffee was $3.95.
Right.
Mhm.
Now that's California. I know it's skewed, but I think that there's been cannibalization with these breakfast and lunch places. And
Yeah.
historically, if you don't have the right piece of real estate, it's going to be tough because and then that
Mhm.
check average going up there 16, 18, $20 a person for breakfast.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
I mean, that's tough.
Mhm.
Chris,
Just, I
Chris,
mean,
you bring up a good topic there because this morning on one of our news talk shows, there's a staple barbecue restaurant called Gibson's Barbecue. It
Mhm.
has been around since like the 19 something, okay? Family run, family operated, and they had a fire in their building about 2 years ago and it just sat there. Well, the
Mhm.
church next door decided to buy the building and tear it down. So what they were talking about this morning is what's happening, why are these family businesses going under, and what's your favorite family run restaurant, not chain. Okay. And so here in Huntsville, we're starting to see more of those family run restaurants going under.
Mhm.
And a lot of it has to do with inflation.
Mm-hmm.
Some of it, they still say is COVID related.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But, you know, when you have a fire in a building, if you sit there for 2 years and it's empty, well, yeah, is it an insurance issue? Is it a family issue? You know, what's happening? Why isn't it reopening? And it was the
Yeah.
last one in Huntsville. It's gone, you
Mm-hmm.
know?
I think
Well,
a lot of these
you know, you
places
notice
suffer from
when
their rents. The rents are outrageously high. I mean,
Yeah.
every, landlord thinks that they should get a piece of the pie of the underlying business, and with, costs of the food so high, and then the
Yeah.
cost of rent so high, there's nothing left.
Right.
One other thing I was going to bring up real quick, and you talking about cost of things going up. I was talking to a friend of mine. I don't know if Chris knows him. You know a guy named Todd Simmeru? He does real estate. He represents some people, and he's had numerous restaurants in the past. I've known him for about 25 years. So I don't know if you've seen it there in Florida, but you've seen it in various different areas where he has clients on the checkout, like I think we talked about it when you check out your ticket. Some places have been putting on an extra surcharge, like to help out with employees' insurance, cost of service going up. There's an extra service fee. One other thing I've seen where you pay this one price for cash, another price for credit cards. So, so even when you do a takeout, there'll be a service charge. So maybe Rick, I don't know if you've seen that or you've heard where these restaurants are putting a charge on there for help employees with health insurance.
I have, and then a lot of times they'll charge on the receipt, there'll be a surcharge for using the POS system.
Mm-hmm.
Use a debit card instead of using cash. They'll charge you a surcharge because that company
Yep.
being hit with a charge. You know, that goes back to when I worked in the retail industry. When I worked for Lowe's, they would push and push and push and push the Lowe's credit card because they own the card. If you use an American Express, Visa, MasterCard, Discover, those companies would take a portion of the sale away from the business to pay for their services. And so when you walk into Home Depot, Lowe's, or whatever, they say, hey, you want one of these cards with their company name on it? Now you know why, because they're trying to keep money in their pockets.
Mm-hmm.
That's why. So
That's
yeah.
how you can do buy now and pay in 2025. No, seriously, but the interest keeps accruing. And in 2005, if you don't make a payment, they add all the interest in and you have to pay it all.
Always back from day one.
Yeah.
I remember it used to be zero payment, zero interest, but they had to stop that when Obama came into office. He put an end to that because of the banking industry. So it was the banks were losing their money. And so they had to, well, how can we fix this? Okay, well, you have to make a minimum payment every month, but interest is still accruing if it's not paid off within 6, 12. I mean, I see it all the time. Come to Rooms to Go, buy your new sofa and bedroom set and get 60 months interest free. Okay, I guarantee you there's going to be somebody's going to go, oh, I'll just pay the minimum payment. So they don't realize that they're going to get 5 years worth of interest hit on them back from the beginning of the inception of the purchase.
Mm-hmm.
So,
you'll notice in the restaurant industry, whenever something gets hot, a trend gets hot, you'll have the trendsetter, like McDonald's started serving breakfast. And then all the other fast food operators started to serve breakfast. And then we started getting the First Watches and all the other breakfast. And what happens is a lot of the restaurants, they jump on the bandwagon too quickly because they don't have the right location. They don't have the right demographics in the area. They don't do the research, and here's what Tracy can jump in. They don't know what's going on in that particular area. They don't know if the population can pay $12 for breakfast as opposed to a $5.99 breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of the things I wanted to talk about today. Well, a couple of things. Did I tell you last week about trends, the 4 trends that I read about? That well, let me just review it because it involves this breakfast part of it. A lot of different companies come out with trends for 2024, and every article you read's got different trends. But I grabbed this one because there's some that were pretty unique. And the first trend for 2024 that they were talking about is the popularity of Indian food. So I'm going to give you there's 4 of them. So I'm going to give you these 4 trends, and you can watch what happens. If any of them catch on, you'll watch restaurants start being built around Indian food, and somebody else jumps in behind them. And then now Chris is looking for Indian chefs all over the United States. But anyway, they're talking about Indian food. The second one was coffee. Coffee as the base for a spirit-free cocktail. January is January-free month. I think we talked about it last month. It's alcohol-free month of January. So restaurants are now looking to replace that alcohol sale that they're losing because people are adhering to the January free.
Ooh,
Huh?
nothing.
So they are using coffee to create new drinks that'll take that place. And I'm sure that'll show up in the breakfast menu. The third one is something called white lamb. This is a new breed of sheep that's arriving from Australia. And instead of having wool, they've got hair rather than wool. And supposedly it's got a different taste, not as gamey. And that's something that chefs are looking at this year. And the last one is called ammonium chloride. And I'm guessing that's probably an additive which is popular in Denmark, Finland, Iceland, Norway, and Sweden. It's something to do with a salty licorice that gets its taste from this additive called ammonium chloride. It's called salmiak salt. I haven't got a clue what it is. If you know what it is, let me know. But some of the universities have discovered a trigger in the taste that makes people want to have it and have more of it. So anyway,
sounds kind of like like caffeine, doesn't it?
like Coca-Cola in the old days. But it's interesting how every year we get some crazy new trends. Some stick and some don't. And the ones that do go through this process of the trendsetter, the followers, and the losers. And that's what we see with the breakfast segment now.
Well, the coffee drive-throughs are the #1 right now, by far. More and more of them appearing, more and more of them being built, double lane drive-throughs like the In-N-Out burger chain.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, there's a lot of them. People just want to drive through, go to their coffee and go. And big, they're $5, $6. You can get a latte, double latte, you go to work all wired and whatever. But look at, and it all started with Starbucks. So
they're building 2 new Starbucks in Huntsville on the same road on Memorial Parkway within 5 miles of each other.
Yeah. And you've got the oh my gosh, I can't even 9 o'clock. You've got I can't,
Scooters,
I'm
you got scooters coming in? Have you heard of
Huh?
scooters?
just,
Starbucks follows the McDonald's
Yeah.
plan
Yep.
to open a location every 2 miles.
Mhm.
That's
I told Terry about this concept out of Oregon called Human Being. Human
BE.
Being.
yeah.
Yeah.
The franchise guy here in Georgia has slated for 50 locations. There's one down the road, there's one in Roswell, where else?
What's it
There's
called?
probably 10-mile radius, there's probably about 3 of them, and there's another one going up. So, but yeah, I'm trying to get a hold of the guy. I'm trying to find out who it is, but yeah.
The
50
CEO is Daniel Hawkins.
Okay. Okay.
It's now against the city ordinance to build a Starbucks inside another Starbucks.
Oh my God.
Terry, you mentioned In-N-Out. Did you know that In-N-Out just announced their first chain east of the Mississippi?
No way.
Nashville, Tennessee.
Oh my gosh, my kids are gonna go nuts.
I think that I believe I heard Nashville, either Nashville or Memphis. Yep, they're coming east of the Mississippi.
My gosh, that's like the best hamburger chain. Every time I go to California, it's the first place we stop is in it.
Yeah, it's really in and out.
That's where it is out.
Hey guys, I gotta run.
Okay.
I got an appointment here in about 5 minutes, so it's great seeing
Okay.
everybody.
They just called and canceled.
I will call you later on that question you asked me at the beginning, okay?
Thank you.
Y'all take care. Have a good weekend.
You too.
See
All
ya.
right, Rick.
Hey, Chris, and
Yes,
maybe
Brian.
Brian and Tracy, but I don't know if they're outside of Georgia or not, but have you ever done anything with La Parrilla Mexican restaurant?
I know who they are. I've been to the one in down by McDonough. And I thought it was a good experience. I don't know if what they do outside of Atlanta.
Okay, so I think they got at least 20 locations, and they're opening a brand new one in Athens, and they're opening a brand new one in Savannah. And I think one of the owners, his name is Martin. So, yeah. So I don't have a number for him. I'll try to find it for you guys. But yeah, but it actually I have had pretty good experience with it. I wouldn't say it is quite as close to Rio Bravo. And a lot of y'all don't know who Rio Bravo is, but I think it does a pretty good job. So, but yeah. Let's see what else I got.
One of the people that was supposed to come to the meeting here today was a woman who was looking for a position as a bookkeeper. Is that something that you place, Chris?
No.
No. Okay. What about
We're
Yeah.
hiring bookkeepers.
You are?
Yeah,
Okay, I will send you her resume.
appreciate it.
Brian, does
I
anybody
really
ever ask
expected
you?
her to come here.
Huh?
It's Brian Auerbach. Does anybody ever ask you if you're related to Red?
Every day. The answer is yes, by the way.
Next
Oh,
week,
great.
come with a cigar.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's actually he's my grandfather's cousin, but when I owned Allstate agencies, they actually got a picture of me smoking a cigar and they put it next to him. And I never saw the resemblance, but then like when you're next to it, it's like, okay.
So Chris, if you what team was he associated with?
Boston Celtics.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it's funny. It's because I when I teach college, like and people like be like, no one knows the name. It's like we're like, yeah, like I even like there's 2 kids in my class, they're basketball players, no idea. And then they were funny because they're talking about the history of the sport. I'm like, talk about like someone who's bigger than life, or like Paul Bear Bryant, or even like it's like, guys, this was like the Belichick statement of the day.
Yeah. Better than Belichick.
Yeah, I think so.
Absolutely.
Just keep in mind that we're going to have a combined meeting for the last meeting in January, which I think is on the 26th. Is that right, Chris?
Probably
is
be a little
correct.
late to that one.
Is that right, Tracy?
Yep, that's right. But I'm going to be a little late to that one.
That's
Oh.
at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yes,
Oh, is it 10 to 11 or going to be 10 to 12?
No,
it's
10
gonna,
to,
it's gonna be 10 to whenever
It'll run-
whenever we have to, but finishing at 12.
right.
Depending,
Brian,
depending how many people show up.
I can't find anything on La Paria in Athens. I can't find anything. I can't even find it in licensing. Nothing. Do you know about where it's being built in Athens? Brian?
Well, I'm sorry, I was listening to something. Sorry, go on.
Oh, that's okay. The La Paria coming to Athens. Any idea about where?
I'll find out early next week where it's gonna be.
Because I couldn't find anything on it. I went to licensing, I went to the DBPR, I went to,
It might be, I was talking to a consultant up there, so it's probably in early stages, but I'll be talking to this guy, Jim, next week. Find out.
okay. All right, thank you.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, we've come to the end of the hour. And Brian, I will send you the resumes as soon as I get off this. I'm going to be a little bit late sending out the spreadsheet and the videos today because of the meeting that we have with the potential credit card processing member so I'll do it later this afternoon. Anybody?
Places.
Gotta run to my 10 o'clock. So good seeing everybody.
Take care, Tracy.
Take care.
Have a good
All right,
weekend.
have a good weekend, everybody. And if people watching want to reach us, give us a call at 561-620-8888. Go to our website at trnusa.com and have a great weekend and let the
Okay.
sauce be with you.